All right, what's up, world? We're here again. We gotta get some intro music because it's kind of like we just kind of jump straight to the point. It's like no storyline or nothing. It's like the our podcast is kind of like the cheap porns. Just straight to the smack and no storyline
No
or
story at all.
anything. But
That's kind of how we are. We did it again, though. We're back.
but we're back. What's the name of this podcast?
Fight Worthy Podcast.
See?
It's really hard for Khama to remember something that's his last name and
Is it
what he
fight
does for a
worthy?
living.
I'm like, is it fight worthy or worthy fight or because in my brain it's still what that mouth do.
No,
Fans.
what that mouth do was the first echoey podcast that's dead. We talked about that already. What that mouth do was one episode, and we never named last time, so we'll have to name this one. But I do want to talk about the name though.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the name and why that makes sense, and not just because it's your name and what you do, right? Because I think that there's a lot of things that are worth fighting for, right? So, you always say you'd never fight somebody in the street unless like your life depended on it, right? And like you're not the guy to go out there and fight. So you're gonna fight. Obviously, you're gonna fight for money. You're a prize fighter.
You pay me $50.
But what else is worth fighting for, right? What would you fight for? Not money.
Besides money?
Yeah.
Or my family or like that's about it. If I don't feel physically threatened, I'm not gonna fight you.
Right.
Like I'm not fighting for honor. I'm like, you just call me a bitch, I just walk away, you bitch ass motherfucker. I'm like, yeah, I'm a bitch ass motherfucker, I just walk away. Like I'm not, because they like if you're fighting for something, it's like what's worth going to jail and have people try to get to your booty for? That's basically what it balances out. Because you get a fight in the street, you going to jail.
But think about the actual fight, right? Mm-hmm. Even when you're fighting for money, it's obviously more than that because this game doesn't pay all that much, right? Unless the very highest level. So it's more than that. Like you've talked about, like that feeling that you get when you knock somebody unconscious in front of thousands of people. Like
and I know I can't go to jail. That's the thing. Like the fight and the fight when you fight for money, it's organized. Like so you get a whole different feeling. But like fighting in the street. And like actually hitting somebody and they hit their head off of a curb and they bleed out and then I'm going to jail. Nah, I'm like, nah, I ain't worth it. It's not the same thing. I've been trying to explain to people like, nope. I've been in 2 street fights for a reason. No, I'm good.
So what happened in those 2?
I was in New York, and I was having a bad day. I think I just broke up with my girlfriend at the time or something. My phone broke, and this bum got on the bus and he was like talking his shit to people. He was, I don't know if he's a bum or what. He's just crazy motherfucker. He's talking all this shit and he had this water. He's out. I'm like, yo, and I'm sitting down. I'm like, don't come stand next to me, dude. He comes stand right next to me and then he goes, motherfucker. And the water shoots up, lands on me, and I just get mad. I jump up and I grab him and I punch him. The bus driver hits the brakes. 4 people go flying. One lady hits her face off a pole, blood everywhere. I just go off the bus and run. I ain't wait for nothing. He opened the door, I just ran off the bus, and I was like, "Yep, see, that's why you don't fight in public. That's why you don't fight in public."
There's a guy knocked out. There's a woman with blood coming out.
It was bad. She's bastard. She's screaming, "Ah, help!" And I'm like, "Fuck, shit!" I'm like, "This is why you don't do." Because this, I'm like, from when it went from being a bad situation to a really bad. And I'm like, I just ran like.
How old were you?
I was like 21.
So this was before.
But yeah, I was probably like 20. This is like before I moved back to Pittsburgh. I was like 20. Bro.
So before you fought at all?
Yeah, before I fought.
What about the other one? You said there were 2.
There's another bum at my job. Bums be trying to fuck with me. But there was another bum at my job when I lived in New York. I worked at this restaurant called Cozy, and he just kept bothering people at the restaurant. I'm like, yo, you gotta go, man. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm like, you can sit out front and ask money, but you can't be and ask a customer. He goes, or else what? I'm like, yo, my man, just chill, dog. And he walks up and goes, or else what? So I just grabbed him by his fucking throat and like dragged him across the freaking dining room and like took him out and something. And that was really it. And he chilled out and walked off. This was after the other bump. So I was like, all right.
So how about since you've been a professional fighter, has there been an opportunity ever come up where you could have made a different decision?
Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of that shit.
Anybody ever like do the whole like testing Mike Tyson in prison? Anybody come up to you and be like,
no, I'd be like, not really. I don't go out to nightclubs and shit. Like, like, so I mean, like, Probably. I mean, there probably has been because like you again, those type of situations they look for you and they attract you. You attract that type of energy. So I'm not looking around trying to be that guy. So it doesn't. Maybe when I was out in Vegas, maybe it's a little bit different. But I don't look for it.
Yeah.
I just like walk past and just I'm all like,
What
ugh.
about at the gym? Anybody ever come in and been like, I want to fight you?
Yeah, like you like whatever, dude. I just tell him fight Shaka. Fight Shaka and tell me when your brains are dripping out of your head, and then I'll come see you later. But yeah, so no fighting in public unless it's for money. You pull out $20, I'll give Granny that work. $20 is $20.
So what about when in? So we talk about before how you got to almost convince yourself to fight when it comes down to it, right? You're like punching
Yeah.
yourself in the face, trying to wake up. If you could just take a nap and you'd still get the money, you would.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So what is it at the end of the day that like switches it and be like, okay, we're doing this thing right now.
You have
Like,
no
what is
choice.
it in your head?
I have no choice.
It's inevitability.
Yeah, it's inevitable. Like I have no choice. Like you have no choice. Like I can't get to the cage and be like, yeah, or ring. Like, I don't feel like doing this shit no more. People will be like, yo, what the hell? Like I can't do that. So it's like, well, you signed the contract. Like I said, I always tell people like everything's fun and games until you sign the contract. Then you're like, shit,
Now it's real.
man. Your butthole starts squeezing a little bit. Oh shit! And then like you may have watched film on your guy, and he looked like a little bitch. And then you watch the film on him, he's fucking Zeus. You're just like, God damn, he just changed overnight. I remember Mark told me he had this when he fought Brady Havermel. I think I told him to watch film or something, and he looked at this one clip of Brady Havermel because Mark said he never watched film. He always let the coaches do it. And he goes, he watches one thing, and it's Brady Havermel knocking this guy out, and the guy's in his guard. And Mark's like, what the fuck? Like, and that's how it is. Like, he was like, I was completely okay fighting this guy. I watched this one clip, and this guy's beating the shit and knocks this guy out from the bottom. And he goes, I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, and that can happen when you're second guessing yourself as human nature, So you gotta just keep convincing yourself. That's why it's good to have multiple different type of coaches, technical coaches to get you to know, like, you're the man. Fuck them. Like you got to have all of those different type of coaches in order to like really hit your peak properly.
That's why you need a hype man running behind you.
Yeah, that's what Shaka is. Shaka's like my inner my alter ego, I guess you can say. Shaka's telling me, man, fuck him. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, fuck him. That's how Shaka is. Shaka would be like we're getting ready for a fight. So, all right, don't be no bitch. I'm ready to go home. Fuck this guy. Like that's how he is. He's those straight to point, no bullshit.
Shaka and I are kind of opposite energy.
Yeah, complete opposite.
I keep it positive and keep it moving, and Shaka's just
He's
kill somebody.
He's really blunt and to the point. Like we back on. So y'all don't know this, but they just edited it out. But they told Kirk to start talking with his chest.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a different voice going forward.
Use your Batman from New York voice.
I could use my singing voice.
Yeah. So all right. So what's happened recently?
Talk about your fight.
Oh yeah. So I had my boxing fight. Where's no claps? Nothing. So no, but it was cool. I mean, it was my second pro boxing fight. It was weird. I was just telling him like the fight started, and MMA is just a lot different than boxing because the commissioner they messed something up, and I barely had like one tournament or something. They like messed up people's things. They're like getting it all organized. And then the fight started, and the guy came out southpaw, which is irritating because he switched his stance and it pissed me off. So I just threw a big overhand right because me and Deep were working on that. I was like, yo, if he comes out southpaw, because my buddy that I trained with, Danny, he told me when he fought him, he was like, yeah, he came out southpaw for me. So me and Deep were like, if he comes out southpaw, we'll like fake a little shot and just launch over top. So that's exactly what I did. I was pissed off because I wasn't really thinking right because they had messed up the whole corner. So I was like, I'm just going to fight, just do exactly what we worked on. And it worked really well. And then, like, for some reason, he must have, like, some gypsy king in him because he got the fuck back up. And I was like, come on, dog. Like, I thought the referee was going to wave because he got up and, like, kind of did, like, a little, like, Moana dance, and I was like, he ain't fucking fight's over. And they like keep going, but he never fought. He just like coasted, like weirdly just coasted the
He
whole
was
fight.
clenching a lot. He
Yeah,
was
he like
clenching and
never,
holding on.
he didn't throw any face punches. He like threw like one right hand. He hit me with like I think I hit in the face like 4 times the entire fucking fight. Hit me in the body, a couple of body shots, but he wasn't like really trying to dig because he was worried about the counter, and he was just like making sure he like tried to get points or some shit.
You told me right after the fight that you like had an adrenaline dump, like the fight was over.
Yeah, I thought it was over, and then I was like,
You had
"Don't
to get
blow
your
your."
body-
I was like, "Don't blow your fucking wall." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get tired," and then he like, and I'm like, "He's gonna come back with some secret shit. I know he got some shit up his sleeve." I'm sitting there waiting, and then it started the third round. I'm like, "Oh, this motherfucker's just coasting, really? Like he just enjoying his day out here." So, but it was fun though. So I'll be looking to fight again. Hopefully in June. Or me and Deep are even trying to do try to get something like maybe on one of those game break cards or something. Like I get my management team hopefully working on one of those or some shit like
So
that.
the craziest thing about that fight, and you alluded to it a little bit, was in the very beginning. You guys were walking to the cage, and boxing in the cage is weird, by the way. But walking up the steps, and they're starting to question something about the wristbands
Yeah.
and the paperwork or whatever. And Shaka didn't have his wristband, so he had to run to the back and go like up in the elevator to go get it. And so this is they literally started the fight. The whole fight happened without Shaka.
Oh,
So-
I didn't think I had anyone at the time because like my one buddy that I know, he came over. He goes, "I'll be in this corner," because he had just cornered somebody else. And because I looked at the commissioner, go, "What's going on?" And the commissioner goes, "You just focus on the fight." I wanted to be like, "Yo, motherfucker, how am I supposed to fight if I ain't got no corner?"
It was it felt like 10 minutes. It was probably 5 minutes where the fight was supposed to start and they were just sitting there and everybody, and I know that's got to just.
Oh yeah,
terrible
because you're
when
just
ready
like,
to go.
"Oh my god." So it's,
But so I didn't know what was going on, and I saw Shaka go to the back, and so I ran back to see if I could help him with anything. And he was like, "I got to go back to the room, get the wristband," and the fight's already going on. And then as the doors are closing to the elevator, I see you. I turn around and I see the dude. You like flatline the guy, and I'm screaming, "Shaka, come back!
He's
Fight's
dead.
over. He's dead!"
yeah, I mean, but that commissioner they messed up like with Ethan's fight. Ethan's guy comes out, and I'm like, I see him walk out, and then Ethan comes out, and then before Ethan comes out, Ethan's guy comes back, and he goes back to the back, and he puts a jacket on, and then Ethan walks out. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, the main event.
Yeah,
he didn't have his gloves on.
I'm like, y'all are supposed to check that shit before we get to the cage. He had the glove. He had amateur gloves on. They had the wrong gloves on. So they got to the cage and he was like, "Oh, these are amateur gloves." Dude, y'all are supposed to check this shit like way before we
Wait,
get
was
to
that
it.
after we saw him in the back before he came out and they were putting gloves and signing? Remember
Yeah.
they were signing the raps?
It's because they gave him amateur gloves. So he had to go take amateur gloves off, go get pro gloves on. So it was like a whole bunch of shit. And you're just like, dude, like y'all are supposed to have this stuff done beforehand. So like,
Because he was standing, they were like announcing his name, and he was standing because we were right in the back where he was coming out, and him and his cornerman right there. And Deep goes, "He doesn't have gloves on." I was like, "What?" Looked over and he's standing there with hand wraps
because
on.
he walked
like it was a bare knuckle
out.
fight.
He walked out into the cage. They called him out. He walked to the cage. Then he came back, and he's walking back as Ethan's walking. And I'm like, what the hell? It was just so bizarre. Then Ethan's in there, like it was Ethan's hometown, and like everyone's cheering shit. And then I'm like, yo, did my man just like pull out a fight? Like, you ever see that one boxing match? Anybody ever see that? Where
Who
that
got intimidated and ran
it's
away?
It's this guy. He's a really good heavyweight. He's big time now. I'm trying to think of his name. He's like fuck. He has like almost like a dreads pointing off the top of his head. But he's supposed to fight this one guy. The guy walks out into the ring. They start the fight. He just dips out and just walks out. So he said the reason he left was because they like messed up his contract and like messed over his money or something. Like they tried to basically like the promoter probably tried to short him like the day of the fight or right before. So he goes, "All right, I'm gonna show y'all." He walked out and then he just walked out on live TV. It's like Showtime. He just walks out and everyone's just like, they start booing. He's having fun. Fucking Google it and you look at it. It's fucking hilarious. But like, I didn't know if that was going on or what it was, but not a guy. And then like everything got fixed and stuff. But yeah, it was Athletic Commission took an L for that one. It's an L? Yeah, that's an L.
So like I said, boxing in a cage was weird. I know you've had a boxing match before, but it was actually in a boxing ring.
Right.
What feels different about either this boxing match or boxing in general versus MMA? When you're prepping, when you're walking out with everything, the whole thing, what feels different about it?
Oh, everything. I mean, like between boxing and MMA. Yeah, I mean, it's just a different. It's a different isolated threats. Boxing is like that's the thing. Like we were talking before you got here because you got here late. Kirk got here late. Just putting that out real quick. He was driving and just drove past the highway. He was, I don't know, I don't know what he was doing. He was just like forgot where he was going. Just drove past his exit. But no, it's the prep. The preparation is different. The mental approach is different. The scenery is different. The threats are different. The thought process is different because when you're doing MMA, you're like, okay, if this isn't working, I can go to this. If this isn't working, I can go to this. If this boxing, like, if this isn't working, motherfucker, you have just jab, cross, hook, uppercut. I do that back fist shit sometimes. I actually did it in a fight. I missed one. The referee didn't say anything. I was like, I gotta stop that shit, man. But that's it. So like, you don't really have that much weapons, so you don't really have that much you can do. Like there's only certain stuff you can do. It all involves the footwork or how much you can get them to think something different. So it's different. It's just different.
But mentally, does it feel different when you're like, you know how you're talking about? You got to convince yourself to go fight, right? When
no, the fight, that part's the same. No, that's the same. That's the same. Yeah, because it's still you're in a fight, and you're like, you know. Because that's the thing that Shaka kept saying. I'm like, yeah, but goddamn it, Shaka, don't get knocked the fuck out. Shaka was like, you just remember, this is still, motherfuckers get knocked out in boxing. He goes, don't get knocked the fuck out. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's right. You don't get knocked the fuck out. Like, yeah, it's still a threat. It's just a different kind of threat. Like, I don't know.
All right.
But it's fun.
So we never really got into the name, right? So not just physical fighting, right? Going forward, like everybody that we talk to, anybody that we bring on, I want to know what's worth fighting for them. Like, what have they fought for in their life? So think about your life and like either what you had to fight for or what somebody had to fight for you to get where you are.
I'm a middle child of 8. I fought for fucking everything. Like the fuck y'all mean? You ever like anyone? All middle children watching this know how it is. And like I had 3 above me and 4 below me. I didn't have shit, so I had to fight for everything, even air. Live in the house. You fight for fucking air. No one else thinks that's as funny as I think it is. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, so everything is just. You just gotta fight just to be, or just to find yourself, I guess you can say. So that's just been my thing.
Oh, we were having a conversation yesterday we were at the gym, and there was somebody in there that came to his first class and was talking about how hard it is and how it's hard for him to be in shape. And you were talking about just the importance of keeping it moving, right? That's fight. That's a fight for a lot of people, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, especially like, I mean, like they said that happened a lot. I was watching. Nicole was actually watching this ER show, and they were talking about how what happened with COVID is so many people just like because of the fear, like just the fear of like thought maybe like dying or something. Like people just stop going out and stop doing things, and then like it's easy when you're younger, but just get right back to it. It's easy when you're active, heavily active before, but when you weren't kind of active and then like COVID happened, motherfuckers just cease to exist. So it's a fight to like get back to like actually existing and moving and doing things and staying in shape and like actually being alive. So yeah, like you said, that's a hard thing to stay doing. It's not easy to do that.
Being healthy is a fight.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I mean, every commercial is Cheetos, McDonald's, and I mean let's be realistic, right? Like America propaganda or television or whatever, like it doesn't help you be fucking healthy at all. Like it does the complete fucking opposite. Then it pumps some, like it's crazy. You watch commercials, it's like garbage, pills for depression, pills for this, pills for constipation, garbage. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like they kind of like just blended it all together. And I love the commercials. They were like, do you have ashy skin? Like eczema? Take this, Jelly. And then, like side effects may cause diarrhea, lack of sex drive, psychotic thoughts. I'm like, yo, I'd rather have ashy fucking skin than be shit. Not wanting to have sex with my wife and wanting to kill myself. It's just ashy fucking skin. I could put some fucking lotion on, dog. Like, yeah, That's kind of bizarre.
Wow.
But yeah, that's funny stuff.
We talk about we've talked a little bit about the cold plunge stuff, the ice bath. I did the hard one today,
What'd you do?
where you don't get warm first. So I've always heard you do it in the morning. So my shower gets really cold. Like when I redid my
Kirk
bathroom,
lives on the other side. Just so
I
you
made
guys
sure the
may know.
shower gets really bad.
Real quick, us regular people that live in Pittsburgh, they have sucky water pressure. Kirk's house is not like that. He has phenomenal water pressure. Tell him about your new bathroom, Kirk. He got a new bathroom.
It took a long time, but it's finally done. But I did make sure that they would put. Normal people want to make sure the water gets hot enough. I want to make sure it gets cold enough. And I was like, no, it's not cold enough. Make it colder. So anyway, I usually take a nice hot shower and then I turn it to cold and stay in there for 3 minutes. It's good. But today I was like, I'm just going to get out of bed, out of this nice warm covers and jump right in there and just went to it. And I tell you what, it lasted like an hour. I felt cold, but I feel great. But again, it's a fight. Like doing that sucked. I didn't want to do it.
That's serial
but it made me
killer
feel
stuff.
better.
That stuff is serial killers. That's a form of torture in certain countries. They're like, give me the information. Put him under the cold shower. Kirk's in there doing it voluntarily early Sunday mornings.
That's right. That's right. Go for a drive, have some junk food, jump in a cold shower, torture yourself.
But yeah, that's actually it's funny you say that because I saw a video popped up on my Instagram today. This boxer, he's in the ice bath. And he's like, they're like, relax. They're like, okay, pull him out. He must have like went into shock and he like couldn't get out and they had to like pull him out. And it's funny because there's another guy in the back hitting the bag and he's watching. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like starts looking over like, yo, what the fuck? My man's over there dying. He like had to pull him out of the ice bag, like dying, freezing in the water.
Well, so you know about what it does for like muscle recovery but the other one that I've heard a lot of stuff recently, I think it was Andrew Huberman was talking about the dopamine rush you get, like the dopamine from being in the cold. If you're in the cold for 3 minutes, you get dopamine spike that lasts like 4 hours. It's crazy. And you do feel super happy. It's like you're happy to be alive.
It's just a happy cold. Hell yeah.
Like
It's
you
like,
got this aura around you. But another one I was reading about the other day was there's a study that said the fat burning effects of exposing yourself to cold, because calories are heat and heat leaving your body is how you lose weight.
Yep.
And so there's no form of exercise you can do that'll actually strip fat off your body like
That's
that, which is pretty cool.
You ever see a fat person in an Eskimo? Fat Eskimo?
Yeah.
Yeah, harder. So, that theory just got shocked. Hold on. How's there a fat Eskimo? They should be freezing all the time.
They have all that extra.
Yeah, also
all that extra meat to keep them warm.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I don't really know if I've even actually seen a real Eskimo. Where'd you see a real Eskimo at?
Not a real one. I see him on TV.
I see him on TV, Discovery Channel.
Maybe they just have big jackets on.
Yeah, you really don't know how big they are. They might be this big, just covered up with all kind of stuff, trying not to get cold. Oh man. But yeah.
So you said something when you were talking about getting ready for the fight, and when you signed the contract, and oh shit, it's real now, and I don't really want to be here. So there's something that, and I've done a lot of interviews like in the corporate world, and there's something called imposter syndrome, right? You heard of that concept before?
Yeah.
It's like you feel like an imposter. You don't really belong here.
Oh,
like maybe I'm not good enough for this job. Maybe I'm not ready for it.
It's like when a hot girl asks you to come hang out with her. You're like, the fuck am I doing here?
So talk about imposter syndrome as it pertains to your sport, your even your business, whatever. You ever felt that way? Like maybe I'm not supposed to be here. You had to like convince yourself that you.
No, I'm like Lil Wayne. I'm the shit. Get the fuck about my toilet. Nah, I mean, no. For me and fighting, no, because I've always liked fighting, so I've never felt like I was an imposter. Like I've never, I have doubt. I would doubt myself. Like maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. You know what I mean? Like doubt. Like I tell people all the time. Like I always tell the little ninjas when they start sparring, they start second guess themselves. I'm like, that's because you don't think you put in the work. You weren't paying attention. We were doing the drill. So now you're starting to have doubt whether or not you can do it. Right. I mean, like that's big doubt is, but like I never had like the imposter syndrome. I'm like, nah, I'm like, yeah, I'm a martial artist. I like to fight. So I've never had that. But doubt, yeah, doubt goes through every human for everything you do. There's doubt. Ed Lattimore just made a post. That's actually someone I want to have on the show. He's a local boxer, but he writes books and does all kinds of stuff. He's a really cool guy. But he's made a post talking about how when you have a child, how the thing you want to do is just make sure they just don't grow up to fuck the world up. Like, yeah, I'm like, and I was like, dude, you have no idea that shit runs through my head all the time. Like, damn. Like, not like, oh, I want her to be successful. I want my kids to be this. I'm like, I have to make sure my kids aren't the reason shit falls apart in 40 fucking years. I don't want that shit coming back on me. Like, you know, you want them to be, make them be like, you know, someone special. Like, for me, it's like, yeah, I'm like, that's a big thought process for me when it comes to that point.
Well, we talked about that last time, right? There's you like a lot of people say, I want my kids to have everything. I want them to have a better life than me. You were the opposite. You're like, nope.
Nah, yeah, I want shit to be rough. I want you to feel alive and make you have to work for shit, so then you don't end up becoming fucking the Joker or some shit. I don't know. That's a really, because you have to think about it. Everyone at some point starts off as a child. Every monster that walked the world starts off as a child. And that's what Ed posted. He was like, every bad person in the world started off as an innocent child, and then they got corrupted and got turned into the person they are. So he goes, it's so important to make sure when you're like that, I don't really want to make sure my kid's successful or making money. I want to make sure they're a good human being, because every corrupt and bad human being started off as a child. Now, there's some little Damien motherfuckers when they're 3 just sitting there thinking about corrupted shit. But like most of the time, it's everyone's innocent and pure.
Something bad
Something corrupted them, exactly. So
Joe Rogan just talked about that. He was interviewing David Attia, like his latest podcast. He was saying at one point in his life, he realized that everybody was a baby. And that sounds dumb, right? Of course, everyone was a baby. But when he thinks about that, oh, you were a baby. Yep. You know, like... You haven't always been an asshole.
No,
right?
exactly.
Something happened to you,
something
right?
turned you to do that. Exactly.
Based on some horrible thing that happened, or your upbringing, or how somebody treated you, that's how you became it. It made him more compassionate.
And that's the good thing. Like we were talking earlier about the Creed movie. That's what the new Creed movie, which I owe an apology to, because if you watch my my Instagram and my shirtless reviews, I said I wasn't even going to do a Creed one, but I actually am. I said it looks so horrible, I'm not going to do one. But I'm going to do a shirtless review on it, simply because it's actually really, really good, because it deals with that, like, childhood trauma. And like, that's real. So many people are stuck at things that happen to them when they're 14, 12, and they just never fucking get past them. And it takes its time, and it resurfaces later on when you're like in your 30s or some stuff, and you don't even know. And like, that's why therapy is so important. People don't like therapy. I'm like, no, go talk to somebody. I mean, now you don't have to really do the stereotypical therapy. You can talk to me. I'm a good therapist, and I'm free. Just come talk to me. I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? Of course. Yeah. Here's something funny. Personal training is nothing but therapy. Every person I've ever done, like before I owned the gym and stuff, like when I was doing personal training a little bit more, people would trust, they would tell me things that they would not tell anyone else, because like you're developing, you're like helping that person become a better person. You're like making them, like, you're putting them in shape, so they're kind of giving themselves to you. So they would just tell me everything. I had this one couple, it was hilarious. They would get in the fights. I would train both of them. They would get in the fights, and they would use me as the deciding factor for their argument. And they would call me in. They're like, come here. I'm like, I don't want to do, because they trusted me, that they trusted my input that much, because I would come in, I'd come to their house and I'd train them, and they trusted my decision that much. They were like, okay, we'll let you decide on it. I'm like, no, don't do that. It was always the big thing. They were like, come on, you decide. I'm sitting like, dude, y'all killing me with this. But yeah, I mean, like therapy and just talking to people is super important.
So bartenders, cab drivers,
exactly,
barbers,
good.
and personal trainers. So
but
I would say like the bartenders have a advantage, because you get liquid courage, right? People are drinking it,
and then they just start telling
their
you.
inhibitions are going down. They're telling you stuff. But I think that, to your point, personal trainers is probably some of that suffering, right? You get people. That's how people get through it.
Oh,
And all of a sudden,
work-
they're opening up.
People be like, oh, and again, you're talking about the endorphins. The endorphins release you get from. So that means that person becomes your happy place. Like that's the people are like, oh, this is where I go to feel better. So I'm gonna tell this person ever. Like yeah, like they want to get all that out at that time. So yeah, it's super important, man.
Wait a minute. I just realized that's how Common knows all this stuff about me.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, like that's true though. Like people feel comfortable telling me
Because
stuff.
you know I like suffering. You've inflicted lots of pain on me over the last
So,
several years. and
Kirk was in class yesterday. And we were doing this ghost escape, and then I was doing like a cow catcher into a ghost escape. He loved every fucking minute. He kept every time I look for someone new, he'd be like, "Yo, I'll do it. I'll do it."
This is
he
not
likes
true.
that.
This is not true. We have different versions of the story. But it's funny because I was working with Eddie. I've been working with Edgar a lot, who's on the 247 card coming up.
Y'all need to get 247. Y'all need to get Eddie up in here.
Yeah,
It's PG R rated. Yeah, actually it's MA. He bring Eddie, it's gonna be MA.
and it will be a shirtless.
Yeah.
review, 'cause Eddie will come half naked with a cowboy hat on, for sure. But Eddie, we were doing that same move, and you kept telling him you got to do it harder. And he kept saying, "Man, I'm not trying to crank your neck, man. I'm not trying to do it." And then I did it to him, and like
He ripped his fucking
pulled his
neck
head
off.
off.
He
and
was like, "Yo,
"Oh,
dog."
okay. Now it works. I get it. But yeah. So like the what's the web show? Hot Ones.
Yeah.
First We
With
Feast.
chicken.
Right?
Yeah.
That guy's so good. I forget his name. The dude, the host of that, but he's so good. But I think part of the reason why part of it is his questions are good, but also is because they're suffering. They can't think straight because they're eating these hot
My
wings.
favorite was even Albert when he's eating. He goes, what the fuck? The chicken just starts burning. Oh my god, I couldn't imagine that. Like I know they did that here. Who was it? It was Julian and them, right?
That's
like,
right.
the fuck out of here. They asked me. I think they asked me to come out. I told them, nah, I don't fuck around with extra hot stuff burning out my throat and stuff.
Julian and Miguel.
Yeah,
And
nah, cool.
they did a hot sauce eating contest, and then afterwards we had them do the one chip challenge. And it was just it was brutal.
So who won? Was there a winner?
No, everyone loses.
Yeah, so they both like got through all of the hot sauce and they both ate the chip,
Wow.
but like Miguel waited longer to eat the chip than Julian did. So like Miguel, like I don't like he may have already like recovered a little bit from the hot sauce before he ate the chip, where like as Julian just straight up ate it, and then I think he hated us for a while after that.
Yeah,
Like,
I
he
saw
looked
that. Yeah, he
in
was like,
pain.
he was like, that was not a good. That wasn't something. I can't wait to do that. No, I was like, no, I'm good, dude. Like, those one chip challenge out of your mind,
Yeah,
dude.
that had to have torn their stomach up. Like I've done the one chip challenge, and I
Yeah.
couldn't even imagine doing that after eating a bunch
What
of
does it
hot
feel
sauce. Just pain, like your stomach. It's immediate. Like you eat the chip, and then just it gets so hot, your stomach just starts burning, and then it just straight pain for like an hour. You get a little, you get nauseous. I think that they were, I think they were throwing up a little bit. Like
Yeah. See, that's not the type of suffering I'm into. 'Cause there's no positive that comes out of that. None.
So telling your friends like, yeah, I ate that one chip that almost killed me, dog. Like, yeah, I'm good, man. I'm okay.
Nothing good comes from that. So
I'm
no,
okay.
I'm good. I don't mess with the super spicy stuff. You know what though? Here it reminds me of something. So I told you I've done a lot of the corporate interviews and asked people these questions. One question I always end with is what I call the Castaway Island, right? So remember the Tom Hanks.
What you gonna bring?
Castaway Island, yeah. So if you're stranded on a desert island, but the packages that you find contain some magical items that are unlimited. So one is a food. So one food you can eat every day forever and never get tired of it. What is it?
Okay, so is there going to be any other food on the island?
No, just one food. One food. You have to eat one food.
Mac and
until you
cheese,
get-
like
mac
my
and cheese.
mom's mac and cheese. Eat that forever.
Mac and cheese forever. All right. So music. So you get one artist.
Bob Marley, easy.
Bob Marley.
Because they're on an island. Who you can't listen to. I mean, like I was like, oh, you want to pick a? Can't listen to fucking DMX by yourself on an island. I'm like, you wake up again, hey, Rough Rider. I'm like, damn, it's 100 days of Rough Riders. I love DMX, but damn.
You know what? That's a great call. That's the best answer I've ever heard because usually people just say, "What's my favorite?" And that's the different question. Right?
I'm gonna be
Your
there forever.
favorite and what you're going to listen to forever is different.
I can't
right?
do that.
So I would probably go. That's a good. I might go Bob Marley, but I would probably go maybe Miles Davis.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So it would have to be chill because you can still find upbeat versions, but like you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna pick Kanye West and like 100 days of straight Kanye West just sitting there like we talk about titties and buttholes.
You'll
and shit.
become
Like, no,
Kanye
thank
West.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll be losing your mind.
You will be-
exactly.
Maybe that's what happened to him. He went on a private island and just listened to himself for nonstop. All right. So now this one's gonna be tough. So how about a book or an author?
You ready for this? Dr. fucking Seuss. I don't want nothing serious. I don't want nothing that's gonna make me think about being there by myself. I'll be fucking green eggs and fucking ham all fucking day. Dr. Seuss in this bitch. I don't want nothing else because I'm sitting there by myself. So I don't want things that make me down and sad. Dr. fucking Seuss. I'm laughing. I'm thinking about funny shit. And that shit's kind of serious, you know. I watch.
All right.
Dr.
So it
Seuss.
sounds like a pretty good time on this island. So we got mac and cheese,
Bob Marley and
Bob
Dr.
Marley, Dr. Seuss. Okay, and then this one I think I'm going to regret asking. So one other. So it can't be a person, but something else that you're bringing with you, and it's not. You can't cheat and have like a satellite phone to get you off the island or something like that. It's just something
Yeah,
else.
you
that
should
can't do
already
without.
know what I'm doing. I'm getting a TV with a TV. I'm getting a movie TV. I'm getting satellite TV. I'm watching TV.
Okay.
I'm gonna be sitting there reading Dr. Seuss, watching TV, listening to Bob Marley.
I was gonna go. You can't go an electronic device, but
Okay, no electronic device. A gun. Yeah, gun. I need a fucking gun, man. I need a gun.
Okay.
I need a gun. I'm on an island. Is there other stuff on the island?
no, nothing.
So what is this? Like, what type of island is this? What is this? Is this like the Phantom Zone? What island is this?
Too many questions.
You gotta be logical.
I just thought you were gonna go another route with that, so I'm glad that we.
Oh, you gonna say something dirty? Like a pocket?
like you were talking about in class.
In class yesterday. So listen, all right. So he brought it up. So we're gonna talk it now. I was talking about like I grew up in a very matriarchal house, right? So I'm like I consider myself to be a feminist. I am. But I was talking about the double standards of sex toys. If Nicole, my fiance, made a post on Facebook and said, "Hey girls, I'm having a sex toy party. Come over and hang out." It'd be completely cool. There'd be mad females talking about, "Oh, I'm gonna come over, get this, yada yada yada." So I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a sex toy party. For I'm gonna tag all of my homies, all of my married dudes, my single dudes, but yo, bro code, sex toy party. Let's get this shit going. All kind of stuff. Come get the Glock 8000, all kind of shit. We gonna have all this shit. It's gonna be a blast. But we'd all be perverts. Everyone be on the post like, y'all a bunch of fucking perverts. That's double standards. Like,
Canceled.
Yeah, instantly canceled. Cut off. Everyone's like,
females
you can't do that.
do shit like that.
Dude, I
heard
know,
of that,
like
yeah.
all kind of parties, and it's cool, and it's sexy, and it's fun. It's we got it, bitch, let's go. But if guys did that shit, everyone be sitting there like, the fuck, my man, like y'all, like yo, come get your specialized blow up doll from your boy. I'm the fucking connect. Everyone's gonna look at me like I'm some type of weirdo, but that's a double standard. that's messed up. It's not cool.
I think you could pull it off.
I think I can, because people be like, yo, come on, throwing a guy's sex part. I'm gonna check this shit out. I'm gonna check this shit out. Like I think it'd be cool. I'm like, yo, we just coming here. It ain't. Let's be realistic. It ain't. If you're a man and you never beat your meat, you're not a man. That's just the way it goes. Sorry, kids, if kids are watching it, don't watch it. Kids ain't supposed to be watching this. So technically, it's like, come on, like, why is it so weird? Why is it okay if girls do it, but not if guys do it?
All right, next subject.
Kirk's like, my wife killed me.
No, she has no interest in watching.
No
that show.
interest in watching. She just doesn't even like, no, I'm not even gonna think about watching that.
No, that's not happening.
But let's make that 2023 guy sex toy party. Let's make that a trend.
We'll come up with a hashtag. So, I want to talk about the show.
Yes.
That I've started watching.
Yes.
So we're both big fans of Atlanta.
Yes.
right? And Donald Glover and Childish Gambino.
I
So
say
I
if
started watching this show Swarm,
you
which
you
is
watch that,
which is
oh, you gotta watch it.
crazy.
Deep is
It
wild.
said something about being a comedy in the beginning, but it's not really.
Not a
It's-
comedy.
If Get Out's a comedy, then this is a comedy,
Right.
So
Exactly. Or like
so
kind
I
of like
so
Silence of the Lambs, kind of funny, but it's not a
can't-
comedy. you
you
know.
can't go spoilers because
Right.
I've only watched 3 episodes. I watched the one with Billie Eilish because I had to tell
Yeah.
my
Oh,
daughter
okay. Yeah. That
that
was
because
good.
she's crazy about Billie
Yeah.
Eilish. So she was like,
And
yeah,
that
I
one
know.
was bizarre, way over the top. You're just like, wait, what the heck? Like,
I say all the time though, if I could pick a celebrity, like I'm not a big
We both say
celebrity
that.
guy, but if I could pick a celebrity to hang out with, he'd be
Childish
right
Gambino.
near the top
Yeah.
of the list.
It's just straight up.
You want to talk about like crazy talents and different. I mean,
He's what Kanye West wants to be. He is.
acting, writing, producing.
Yeah, he's what Kanye West wants to
rapping.
be. Screenwriting, everything,
Comedy,
like everything.
stand-up comedy.
Standing. He can do
he
everything.
dabbles in a lot, but he does it all really,
Yeah.
really well. And I think his artistry in hip hop is one of the most underrated ever.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
he has what 3 albums,
yeah.
and then he just kind of walked away. But
I'm
supposedly maybe
still
coming
trying.
back.
I'm still trying to. If he goes on tour, I'm going. I don't care where he's going on tour. I'm going. That's the biggest thing I let down. I'm like, because I finally got to see the Killers. Just so people don't know, I'm a huge Killer fan, and I finally got to see the Killers. They came to Pittsburgh. It was probably one of my top 2 concerts ever. They were freaking phenomenal, and it made me realize I'm like, shit, I should really start going to go see more concerts because like music is super important to me. So, but yeah, Childish Gambino, hopefully should go back on tour. If he does, I'm going wherever he goes.
Yeah, that show, I recommend it if you like weird, deep, dark shows,
Yes.
which we kind of get into.
Yes.
So it's
Swarm,
Pretty good.
watch it. Great. There's also a show I just started last night. It's called Shining Girl. It's on Apple TV. You remember the Severance? I had you watch the Severance. It's kind of like that. It's with the girl, the actress from The Handmaid's Tales. And you know how she kind of has that like really confused look, so she doesn't really have to even act that much. Her face is just she looks super confused the whole time, and she plays this girl who's like, I'm not gonna really give the storyline away, but you kind of notice just by watching the preview first. She was like assaulted, and this guy tried to kill her or something, and then it turns out like everything in her life like it'll change. Like she'll come home one day and she no longer has a cat, she has a dog now, and her house isn't here, it's over there. And like it's just bizarre as hell. And the first episode, it just goes right into it. And you're just like, what the and this guy's been seeing her throughout her entire life since she was a kid. Now he's back again. So you have no idea. You're super confused. I love shows where you don't figure them out.
What's the name of the show that just had the one season that was recent where the woman kept waking up on the plantation? She kept like flashing out.
That's a Zornell Hurston book.
That was crazy.
Hold on. Kindred.
Yeah.
I read that book. Kindred. You ever read that book?
Wild.
I thought you would have read that book. No, Kindred's Zornell Hurston books are the shit, and Kindred's definitely.
One of my favorite shows that just came back is Succession, which is
I haven't got into that. You told me I would
the
like that.
super dark world. Of
Do you watch
of
Succession?
of a billionaire?
I've not watched it now.
Of a super like mega billionaire family. Like this guy's a mogul.
Yeah.
He's an older guy that owns this multimedia company like CNN or something. And all his kids are jockeying for position to take over. And it just shows how money, at a certain point, money just ruins everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's human nature. Power, consumption. But yeah, what other shows? You see Succession? The Sessions, that's the final season for that.
Yeah. I'm watching Snowfall, which you haven't watched that either.
I can't get into the drug shows. Only drug show that I get into with Kirk and everyone else that knows me knows is Power. So Power started, when I first started watching Power, I was just a regular fighter. I started watching Power. I started watching Ghost. And I was like, if Ghost can want to be more than a drug dealer, I can want to be more. And then everything just fell into place in UFC, gym, and all kinds of stuff. So shout out to 50 Cent and Power, even though they killed off Ghost and made all those other bullshit episodes that no one wants to see.
Greatest television show of all time is a drug show.
Which one?
The Wire.
I don't know. That's the greatest show of all time.
Blasphemy.
You like because you're from Chicago.
No, it's not about Chicago.
Oh,
It's
see, it's Baltimore. That's
It's
right.
Baltimore.
Yeah. See, I don't really get into
The
like.
Wire's amazing.
I mean, it's good, but it's like, let me see, greatest show of all
I
time.
haven't
You
watched
are-
The Wire, but I was told that it was amazing.
Greatest show of all time. One of the great. I'm probably going to think of a different one. Legion.
No.
if you watch Legion, you have melted goo for brains.
Yeah, if you want your brain to
it's just you'll
turn
just sit
off.
there and like question everything that exists when you're
I had to
watching
stop.
Legion.
I had to stop. At a certain point, I couldn't take it anymore. And I was like, nope.
My favorite
too far
part.
down the rabbit
My
hole.
favorite part where they talk about how every idea starts off as a good idea, and they do the little chicken. They try how like if once it gets doubt or corruption, then how it breeds and feed. And I'm just sitting there thinking,
So
like,
Legion
yo, that's
to
so
me
fucking
was
smart.
Legion to me was kind of like Lost. Remember the old show
Yeah,
Lost?
yeah.
So I liked it in the beginning. I loved the concept. Like they're in a circle, like talking in a group therapy session in a like insane asylum basically. And then it starts going inside the person's brain and you don't know what's real, what's not, right? So it was really interesting, really well done. But as it went on in seasons, it
got
just
deeper.
started getting so out there. Like the Lost had the smoke monster. And
Yeah,
you didn't know what
that's
was
great.
going on.
Lost was great.
Yeah.
You're not
That's the
artsy
first.
enough.
That's the first show I ever binged. That
Lost
the
was
first-
good, but it just like at the end, I got so confused towards the end. Like, I finished it, but I was just kind of like, what? Like, I have to rewatch that at some point.
That's the
like-
whole point. That's how you know something's good. Is when you finish it, it's like what was it? Black Swan. You can watch Black Swan 80 times and keep coming up with different scenarios on what exactly happened here. You're like, oh well, what the didn't notice that the first time. Like that's something that's good. Like you can like rewatch it and it changes over and over again. I know you've seen Black Swan.
Oh yeah.
You seen Black Swan?
I have not.
My man, you're how old are you?
25.
I can tell. Go watch Black Swan. You got. Oh man, Black Swan will change you. Then there's a whole Mila Kunis and what's the other chick? Who's in Black Swan?
I'm not that into it as you are. It's like one of Khama's top 5 best movies of all time.
Because it's like a cycle. It's so deep. Oh, who's the other chick? It's Mila Kunis and the chick from Star Wars who played with Anakin and stuff. Come on, y'all.
Nah.
Love Actually. Natalie Portman. Damn, y'all need to get your come on. Come on. It's Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman. They do this fun scene. But yeah, watch the movie.
Yeah, naming actors is not my.
I'm not really good at that at all. I know their face. I'm like, you know that actor? Like, I play this game at my house with Nicole and the family hate it because I'll be like, where are they from? Like, I don't know. I'm like, remember that one Law and Order when that guy got killed? That's that guy. Now he's made his career's better. Like I can pull those people out like that like crazy. So yeah, that's my thing. Yeah.
I couldn't do that because I never watched any of those shows.
You never watched Law and Order?
NYPD Blue.
You never watched Law and Order?
Nope, never. Never watched any
I
of those
love
shows.
SVU.
You don't know who Stabler is?
Nope. No idea.
Stabler is all about police brutality, and I'd be loving it when he does it. I'm like, Stabler, stop that motherfucker. He doesn't really, he's not like doesn't use bad police brutality, but like you done something fucked up, Stabler break your arm to get the confession. Yeah.
Stabler's awesome.
He's my favorite corrupt cop. He's stomping the fuck out of people. He needs therapy and everything. I love him. I love him.
You'd love The Wire then.
Really?
McNulty.
I've watched The Wire. No, I used to watch was The Shield. Remember The Shield with Mac and them?
The big bald dude.
Yeah, Mac. And
I never got
They
into
were
it.
so bad. The Shield, the cops off The Shield were the most corrupt motherfuckers on the planet, dude. The Shield was my show.
So yeah, right now it's Swarm, Succession, and Snowfall has one episode a week, and then there's one more. The Wu-Tang.
I kind
really
of
good.
get into
It's really good.
I
I hesitated for a long time, but Chris Williams.
Yeah, everyone
got me
kept telling me
into
it's good. It's
and
good.
It's very good. They did an outstanding job casting. Well, I mean, the RZA did the show. So
Yeah,
of
he's
course
the
they did.
RZA.
Yeah, so it's really good.
Right now we're on, like I said, we're on Shining Girl, The Servant. That's a M Night. I mean, that's a what's his name? Who writes the scary books?
M. Night Shyamalan,
No, he doesn't. He's the director. Who writes the scary books?
Stephen King.
It's a Stephen King thing, and Nicole likes Stephen King. I got into it. It's really lots of really good actors in it. It has the guy from anyone ever see that movie Rock and Roller?
You've talked about.
Y'all don't
it
watch
before.
Guy. I love Guy Ritchie films. Y'all don't watch. I don't miss a Guy Ritchie film. It's a Guy Ritchie film. I watch it instantly. Like there's a new one I just found out that he comes out about these spies and stuff. Like if I find a Guy Ritchie film, I watch it because they're all like he's probably one of my him and Spike Lee are like one of my favorite when it comes to director because I watch all of their movies. I've never missed a Guy Ritchie film or a Spike Lee movie. I was the kind of same way with Quentin Tarantino, but I still haven't watched Once Upon a Time in Las Vegas or California or whatever it is with Brad Pitt. I've watched it. I've watched bit. It's like 9 hours long.
Wow.
Like not really.
It's like
it's like almost
like the
3
new
hours.
Justice League movie that they redid. That other cut. It's like 5 hours long. Or
Really?
Something crazy. Yeah.
It's like 4.5, 3.5 or
I said
something.
it's really good.
Yeah, better than the first one. But yeah. All right. So our next show, we're going to start getting guests here. Like I said, I got a couple of people in mind. I got to hit them up and start getting people on here. So that way it's not just us talking about stuff. But we do want our viewers, all 15 of you, to start sending us some stuff that you like, maybe people you want to have on. I was thinking maybe we can get thick-thighed Mark Jericho on here. If we can get a bench with...
He told me he doesn't know if he can. I sent him a clip, and he was like, "I don't think I could listen to Khama talk for that long."
Shut the fucking asshole. I was just talking to him the other day because I sent him a picture of us, and it's like from forever ago. He goes, "I was so skinny. No, I'm so ripped." I'm like, "Oh my god." But
Lego Batman.
Lego Batman,
Mark
yeah,
Jericho.
real life version of Lego Batman. I forgot you called him Lego Batman. Oh shit!
It was literally the first thing I thought of when I saw that movie. When I watched that movie,
like, oh, it's
that
Mark.
personality is exactly Mark.
Yeah, it's Mark.
Talks
Jericho.
about his extra abs and stuff. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh shit!
You talk about someone who never had imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah, Mark. I'm supposed to be here. I know I'm supposed to be here. I'm like, Mark, what are you talking about? This is like a Black Women Speak conference. Fuck, you ain't supposed to fucking be here. What are you talking about?
So how long do we have till next? It's next weekend, right? 247.
Yes.
Brawl in the Berg. 16.
2 weekends. Next weekend is
Easter.
Yeah, is Easter, and then 247 is April 15th.
The week after Easter.
Right.
All right. Beautiful. We've got, and I know we mentioned it last time, but we got Craig, McGregor, Raven. Does Raven have a
Deeps
nickname?
girl. Everyone has Deeps girl.
Deeps girl.
That's what I call her.
that can't be
That's
a-
her nickname.
that can't be her
Raven
nickname.
Deeps girl. I'm like, y'all the fuck. No, it's just Raven.
And Cowboy Eddie.
Cowboy, yeah. Even though his opponents, he's gone to like
It's
4
switched, like,
opponents
4
now.
times.
Yeah. So, but I think we agreed to somebody yesterday or something. So
But that's the amazing thing. Eddie's never had a fight, and yet everyone pulls out, and he's like, "Just give me whoever."
Yeah.
Next one's good. Next one's
Yeah,
good.
whatever,
Next one's
let's
good.
go.
He keeps giving me videos of the new guy.
yeah, like check this guy.
How about
I'm
this
like,
guy?
Yeah, this guy.
What do we do with this guy? What do we do with this guy? So anyway, but
So yeah, so it sucks. Like, and that's the thing that sucks because when I had my first amateur fight, I didn't have that, and it made it less stressful. Cause like, who you fighting? Some motherfucker named Bill Turner. All right, where's he from? I don't know. Like you couldn't do anything. You maybe go to his MySpace and maybe there's a picture of him with spiky hair or some shit. Or like I'm looking up, like that's it. Like you didn't know anything.
but public service announcements to all you wannabe fighters out there. Going back to a quote from Joe Rogan, if you have to convince yourself whether or not you want to fight, the answer is no. So if the answer is yes, that means you have to actually fight,
Yes.
right? It's
You have
not
to
just
show up.
about, like you said yesterday, because I want my girl to think I'm tough.
Yeah,
and
you know, I
I
wanna
want to
get all
tell
the-
people I'm a fighter and be able to say it on social media that I'm a
And
fighter.
you get there, and
You actually have to sign the contract and show up and weigh in.
because
and
there's been
make
so
the
many
weight
people that
and
haven't
fight.
showed up, and it's not a fun thing to do.
It is one of the and I've never even done it. I'm just close enough to it that I get the frustration. I can't even imagine how frustrating it is for the fighters, but it's crazy. It's the worst thing about the sport is people that don't follow through on their commitments.
Or like we were
do
saying
the
with
hard
Dalton.
thing.
Poor Dalton. Man, and not
Dalton
Dalton
showed up
Rasta,
and
but
weighed
we had a
in.
guy. He was a good wrestler. He was like we're fighting. Supposed to be a fight at 125. It was for 247. Remember?
Macri.
Yeah, and he like freaking. Oh man, his guy shows up. They weigh in. This guy looked at him. Looked at him. I ain't fucking fighting this guy. So what do you tell your friends? Because you gotta tell somebody you're coming to the fight, right? You have to tell somebody, I got this from fuck this guy this weekend. He's a little midget motherfucker, I'm gonna fuck him up, yeah. And then you get to the fight, you're like, oh man, I'm good. I'm checking the fight. He goes, shit, I got diarrhea. I'm going home. You just never come
But that's
back.
what you were talking about before, that whole doubt thing, right? It can come out like once you sign the contract. It can come out once in the middle of cutting weight. It can come out after you've done cutting weight, and now you're ready to go.
All right, so
there's got to be you have to be strong enough.
I
to fight
will
through it.
say, as fucked up as that is, I would rather pull out of the fight beforehand than I've seen people.
That shouldn't have been there.
I'm not even gonna. On team like teammates at one time. I'm not even gonna put nobody's name out there and no shit. But I remember he was getting ready for a fight, and I was like, "This guy should not be fighting."
I know who
But
you're
the
talking
guy in the fight, and we're in there, and we guess this was like at least 8 years ago. The cage locked, and the referee said, "Are you ready?" And this motherfucker was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" And he looked like, "What am I?" And he looked at the other guy and said, "You ready?" And this guy had a mohawk, and he smacked his head. And I go, "Oh shit!" And the guy runs over, bang, punches him. Dude falls down, boom. He gets unconscious. Then he gets woken back up by another punch. Then he gets choked unconscious. Never came back to the gym. Stopped training. And I was like, oh, it kind of made me mad. I'm like, yo, understanding, like, especially, and it's even worse now with social media, like, understanding, like, what fighting is. It's like, dude, you're not going to want to be there. Like, it's not human to want to be there. We're not normal. I tell people all the time, as I decided to take a career in professional fighting, it made me not normal. That's not normal. You don't want to fucking do this shit. You want to go work at Starbucks or do some regular shit. If you don't want to or do a regular job or go get an office job or do some, you don't want to fucking get hit in the head for 50 cents. Or for free. You're an amateur, you're getting hit for fucking free. You have to pay. You have to pay to get your cornerman and your licenses, and you have to pay for all this shit and training just so you can get hit in the fucking head. That's not normal. That's not.
Again, if you have to convince yourself, the
this-
answer is no. So make the decision early so you don't impact the other
Other people.
person and everybody else that came and the promotion and everyone else. Just decide. It's okay. You're normal.
Just do CrossFit,
If the
dog.
answer is no, the answer
Just do CrossFit. You can
answer
do
for-
all this shit, be ripped up, still get the girls, but not have to get fucking hit. Just do CrossFit.
The answer for me is no, right? It may be if I would have got into it earlier, but probably even then the answer would have been no because it's just not who I am, right? But
I try to get Kirk to do stuff. I be calling him
the
a bitch all the time.
All the
And
time.
he doesn't bite at all. I'm like, come on, so I'm like, kill that inner bitch, like David Goggins said, and come train. He goes, yeah, I'm going home. He was just like, we'll just walk out the gym. He goes, so crazy story. The reason why Kirk is like this is because John DeSuze, my good friend and former training partner, he's out in Denver now. John fucking broke Kirk's nose.
he actually didn't break the bone. He smashed the cartilage, so I had to have surgery.
This is how it happens. This is way back at the old gym. This is like, I think Mark owned it at the time, or maybe even before Mark owned it. And they're training. Where it's sparring day, and there's all fighters are there, and I'm in the back.
There were only like
It was
3
Richie
people
Catalina, it was John DeSuze, I think Shaka, and you. And why wasn't I fighting? I must have had a fight or something. I must have just fought or something. I wasn't sparring. So I'm in the office. I'm doing some stuff, doing responsible stuff, probably looking at something, dumb. But I'm out there. He's out there with Chris Williams is out there. And Kirk was going with Richie.
So no, I had taken a couple privates with Chris, and I was feeling pretty good. Chris was trying to convince me to take a fight. Like, why don't you take a masters fight or something? It'd be good, boxing match. I was like, nah, I'm good. But so I'd done that. I'd done a lot of classes. I was feeling pretty good. So I came to the Friday night sparring, right? And I just showed up, and I was hitting the bag. I came kind of late, and they had already gone through they used to do kids first, and then the amateurs, and they got up. So the only people left were Richie, who had just won Golden Gloves, I think, and John, who was like 2 weeks out from a fight, right? We know John doesn't go easy anyway, but especially not when he's right before a fight, right? So they're in there, and at that time I didn't know.
And you didn't know
I didn't
John.
know him very well.
All right,
and
so
we didn't know each
disclosure
other.
real quick. If you are not a professional fighter, or if you're not even a regular fighter, and you show up and you don't know someone, don't spar. I just be like, nah, I'm good, man.
So I was
I know
warming
this
up on the
motherfucker.
bag, and Richie lost a contact, and Chris went to help him go put his contact in, and he was like, "Hey, Kirk, you ready to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." And he goes, "Jump in with John." And I jumped in.
Say no more.
And there was like 3 minutes in the round, and I get in. It was the old boxing ring in the old academy, and we're going. And as soon as we start, and John's a counterpuncher, and he's a southpaw, and he's got that crazy smile on his face like a serial killer. And every time I got close to him, he would throw a punch, and I remember thinking to myself, "This is different."
Now, he goes, damn, I'm not working. I'm not working with this guy. I can smell that punch.
Because I could feel the wind go past my face when the punches would go, and I was like, "This is different than anything I've experienced before." But again back. I was too macho and too much pride to just be like, "Hey man, I'm not really a actual fighter. Can you like tone it down, whatever?" I was like, "I'm just gonna get through the round. We'll be good." And I got to 30 seconds left. And he kind of
Then
started.
his brain probably checked out. He probably go, I'm done.
I was like, I'm good.
Done.
I'm good. And John was kind of backing me up, and I felt the ropes. He threw a punch up high, and I ducked, and I felt the ropes. And then my brain said, circle away from power. Circle away from power. So I circled away from power, but it was the wrong way because John's a southpaw. John dropped that cross on the bridge of my nose, and the lights flashed. And then I ended up I was on my one knee. And then right about that time, Chris decided to walk back out and check on how everything was going. And I remember looking up, and the lights came back on, and I looked up, and Chris goes, "Oh yeah, that's broken. Put your head back down, let it bleed." And I put
And
my
I'm
head
like,
back
I'm
down,
in the office, and I hear him say,
blood was
oh
just
shit, I think
everywhere.
it's broken. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Why did y'all put him in there? And I knew Kirk at the time, but I wasn't that super, super close back there, now. And I was like, why was he in there with John of all fucking people? That's the last person you need to put this guy in there with. And Kirk, at the time, you were like, what? How old were you?
42?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, why do you have this 42-year-old in there with this 20-something-year-old professional fighter? And this guy's never fought before. He's like a paying fucking customer. Dude, we almost lost Kirk. Kirk almost was not permitted to come back. That could have been really bad.
It was one of the worst days of my marriage, for sure. Walking in after going to the clinic, and they couldn't do anything for me because it was too swollen, and I got home, and yeah, it was not.
It's like, what happened?
It was not good.
He's like, you should have been like 5 black guys with chains. I was at Giant Eagle, right? And they just jumped me.
Yeah, so I had surgery to repair it. They stuck tubes up into my sinuses and stitched it together, and yeah, it was gross. That was the worst part, actually. The week having that stuff inside your nose.
I remember that.
Oh my god, it felt like an alien.
I remember
was
you
trying
were
to get
all
out of
like,
my face.
"Ah."
So much pressure.
I don't know how I kept
Terrible.
seeing you. What the hell were you doing at the gym?
Couldn't stay away.
See, that's what I'm saying. He likes this shit. You gets their nose broken and going through the recovery and keeps coming back to the same place of the crime.
But then, what? Fast forward 8 years. That's why I got so much satisfaction when I finally was able to tap John once. I was like, "Yeah, I finally got you."
Yeah, motherfucker. Did he come at you really hard after that?
Yeah,
Or he tried to kill you?
Of course, he tried to kill me. Yeah,
He tried to
he
kill
tried
you.
to absolutely murder me. I was like, "You're never getting another round with me as long as you live. I'm going home to post on Facebook, and you'll never see me again." And but honestly, John, after that, once I got to know him, once we got to know each other, we became pretty cool. And
John,
he was one of my favorite
grappling partners.
for
John,
sure.
he'd go, man. He'd go for sure. But yeah, all right.
So any tickets left, Danny? Or we sold out at this point for 247?
So there might be a couple single seats scattered that are still available. I haven't looked in the last day or so. And then I know, aside from that, we're sold out, but I know we're going to be collecting fighter consignments, whatever they haven't sold. So
Yeah.
Hopefully there will be some more put on soon.
So hit up your favorite fighter if you want to go see 247 because it's almost sold out.
Yo, I got
get that
tickets.
You got tickets.
Yeah,
Where'd you get tickets from?
I just got them in zone. I just get percentage. Yeah, I tell people, yo, tickets for the fight, yo, fight, and then I just get
They
percentage.
gave you what's that? NFT, IFL. What's the thing they pay college athletes with?
NIL.
NIL. Yeah, they gave you an NIL so
Yeah.
they can use your likeness.
They have me on a fucking ticket. I'm like, yo, speaking of that, Ryan, I want some money for that shit. I'm like, someone said that the other day, like, yo, that was you. You're like, yo, why you on the ticket? I'm like, because I'm a D-class celebrity. D-class. Keep telling people D-class celebrity.
Sorry about that, Ryan. Might have to negotiate now. But I did want to say though, speaking of your boxing match, shout out to Hunter because he. Thanks again for the upgrade. Dave and I were sitting, of course, because we were those people. We waited too late to buy tickets, and we got like
Shitty tickets. I
second
told
row
y'all.
tables.
Yeah.
And we got there, and there were like 6 people in front of us, and we were like at the back of the table, like we might as well have been in the seats.
Back
'cause we
here,
were right
yeah.
there. We didn't know any of them, and they're drinking, and they're MMA fans, right?
Yeah.
So Hunter saw us. He was like, "We got seats up here if you want." He was by the cage. He was like, "You come sit with us." So we ended up with Hunter and his wife and Mike Wilkins, which was cool. So Sax and I got to sit with them, but it was funny because that was the first time I had watched an MMA fight since I like 10 years ago with the like main crowd, like with the mass crowd, right? And it's so funny how different it is because so many of those people, I mean, they're great, they're passionate, but they're like
MMA
casuals,
fans
right?
are the dumbest people to walk the planet.
Just stand up.
Like they're the
Just
dumbest
stand
people.
up.
I hate and just go down. All right, let's just go to Instagram. You just go down anyone's.
But it was hilarious to listen
Like-
to some of the stuff going on in the crowd about
It's.
what the
I mean,
advice was. coming from back
someone
there.
was writing about. Hold on, I was just like they were just talking about the freaking the Showtime fights and just the stuff that people and just the way that people just talk. I mean, I guess it's like that for football too. Is it like you're more into football? So do people just talk about people like that? Like just talk shit on them? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like
think
what
it's
the?
I think
like,
it's probably a little more exaggerated in MMA because you can see everybody's face.
and they're like,
it's
I bet
one-
you I
and
could
it's
fight
one
him.
person.
I bet you I do
Why
better.
didn't he
Like,
just-
the fuck is you talking about?
Why didn't he just get up?
Like,
That jujitsu stuff wouldn't work on
I'm
me.
like, it's
yeah.
that's the biggest. Like, fans are the best and the worst part of fighting. Like, I don't like mega fans. Like when you talk about the show Swarm, I don't like psycho fans. Like, I think like I'm too like I love certain things and stuff, but I'm not like gonna like be shaped like people who like used to like the rock bands like following around tour like, yo, what the fuck you doing for a living? I'm just driving around in my fucking van following this tour like the fuck. Like, I spent the whole last 6 years following them around on tour. Like, what the fuck? You ain't even showering. What the fuck you showering at, dog? Like that's the type of shit. Like I don't get that. Like
That's not an identity.
well, yeah, I'm like that's. But some people get into that shit. I'm like, yo, like mega fans. I'm cool. It's like like football fans that be like crying. Like I know a bunch of Pittsburgh people like this. My Desiree. If the Steelers have a bad game, she's in a bad mood for the rest of the fucking week. She's pissed off. She's mad as hell. I'm like, yo, it's over. Like let that shit go. But some people are like that. I've never been like a super mega fan on anything, and I think they're irritating.
She's going to be a guest on the podcast.
Yeah.
You
Gotta
said
get
no.
that. Gotta get that on. She's a fucking fool. That podcast will definitely be. We'll probably have to charge people for it. That's an idiot. It's one of my favorite people. But yeah, like I said, we'll be getting people on here soon. We're gonna have to set it up. Like I said, I want you guys to figure out an intro music for us. I was thinking Ebony and Ivory. Ebony and Ivory.
Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder.
Which one?
That's it.
That's Paul McCartney and Steve Wonder? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I never knew that.
People are the same wherever you
Kirk showing his
go.
age. Kirk showing his age right here. See, I just knew it as a joke. Kirk's like, that was my fucking shit when I was in high school.
Before that.
Before. Oh man. All right. Well, let's do a quick wrap up. We got any sponsors?
Where's the cricket sound?
So we're gonna start looking for sponsors and shit. We start getting people on here and stuff. Like I said, but check us out. Make sure you go follow the YouTube page, which is called
Fight Worthy Podcast.
Fight Worthy. You gotta say it like this: Fight Worthy Podcast. Brought to you by Sexy or Us. yeah. Our voiceovers, yeah. No.
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 Oh, but you do have to change the link on your Instagram
Oh,
to the Fight Worthy Podcast.
I didn't change it.
No.
All right, so as of now, Kirk's been on my ass about this, and leave me the fuck alone. I will change my link to the Fight Worthy Podcast. If you go to my Instagram, the Death Star _words, you go to the link, you can go straight to here and watch these episodes and all the episodes coming up.
Yeah, so when you see link in bio, there's actually a link there. You can
Now,
click.
that doesn't mean Lincoln's in the bio. Like Lincoln bio, like
No.
people getting confused and not like Lincoln bio, like Abraham Lincoln in bio. No, it's link in bio, not
Nope.
Lincoln bio.
Nobody gets confused about that.
You sure?
Yeah.
The way you just said, you said Lincoln bio, my brain instantly Abraham Lincoln just sitting in your fucking bio. Lincoln bio. I'm like, oh, or I'm like, maybe it's Lincoln's bio.
See, now he's not going to put the link. He's going to put a big picture of Abraham Lincoln on his bio just because it makes him laugh.
That shit's funny.
If you could be a stand-up comic, if only everyone in the audience was you.
Like I did. I'm telling you, I'm like, if I find something funny, I'm gonna fucking laugh at it. That's the way the world should be. People seriously be like worrying about people not like shit. If I think it's funny, I'm laughing. Marley's taught me that. Marley, my daughter, Marley, she's 4. She'll laugh at shit. I'll be like, yo, what? That's not funny. She'll be dying, rolling on the floor like she thinks it's the funniest thing on earth. And I love that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna channel my inner Marley.
You got to
Laugh.
entertain yourself.
Gotta entertain yourself.
All right, we're going to wrap this thing up.
Yeah. Again, thanks to our engineer, aka God. Every now and then he'll come down and be like, put some heavenly voices down.
Did you guys watch the fights this weekend?
Yeah, exactly. Like, where are you at? Where are you at? Oh, great power from above.
I'm here.
I'm always with you, my son.
I'm watching, even when you have your sex toy parties. I'm like, oh man, that was perfect. All right, let's end this shit. Free
On
beer
that
all day
note.
doing those voices. All right, but
Yeah, so we'll see y'all.
oh, that's a definite voice you got to end with from now on. Like I said, we need the music, intro, then we need a picture. I was thinking a whole bunch of eggplants.
No. We'll take suggestions from the audience.
Or maybe, think about this real quick. I can pose like my man. You guys know that pose? See, I gotta say shit. I can just do this, and this is just be the picture, and no one has to say anything, but everyone will click on it because they'll be like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, why is come on pose like my man? They don't even know who his name is, but everyone will know just by that. That's clickbait. That's clickbait, but that's the world. The world is clickbait nowadays. Have you noticed? The world is clickbait. That's what it's gonna be. I can get Akeem to do it. He even looks like it.
He does kind of
My older brother literally looks like him, and that would be instant clickbait. Click, click, click. And ask him to do that picture. All right.
All
But
right,
all right.
everybody.
We
Thank
peace.
you.
We out. Thanks for joining. Check us out. Let us know what you think. Positive and negative stuff all works. But don't be doing a whole bunch of negative shit because I'm going to find you, motherfucker. Put that out there.